Kia ora e te whānau, ko Alvin Lee toka ingoa. So hopefully you're all taking care of yourselves right now. This event was supposed to happen in person, but given the current COVID situation, we had to move it online. That's the good thing about having it online is that we can bring people from all our different cities, Auckland, Christchurch, Wellington, all together at once. And so, wherever you are, welcome to the Young Transport Professionals Mentoring Program. It's a program that's currently being supported by Intelligent Transport Systems New Zealand and its partnering companies. And as part of the program, we've matched mentees with a mentor based on their interests. And so most of these matches will be from the same city, with a few exceptions who will do the program virtually. So at our event today, we'll explain a bit more about mentoring, the mentoring program, as well as mentoring in general. After our event, we expect you to reach out with your mentor or mentee to organize your catch-ups together. How often you both meet is completely up to you, and what you discuss during these sessions is also up to you. But to help you, we've emailed you two guides, which hopefully you've seen. One is about the role of a mentor and a mentee, and the other is about any recommended sessions that you could have with your mentor or mentee. And so to start off today, we've got a guest speaker, Dr. Mahsa Mohaghegh, who will talk about the importance of mentors in your career. Mahsa is the Director of Women in Technology and a Senior Lecturer at AUT's School of Engineering. With a PhD in Artificial Intelligence, she is involved in developing AI strategy in contexts such as the future of work and digital disruption. Mahsa is also the founder and director of the charitable trust She Sharp, which encourages more girls to study STEM. Her passion for promoting careers in tech has been recognised through awards such as the Emerging Leader Award at the New Zealand Women of Influence Awards. Mahsa was also a finalist of the 2018 New Zealander of the Year. So it's a massive privilege to welcome Mahsa. I'll pass it over to you now.
Thank you so much, Alvin. Thank you so much for your kind introduction, and kia ora katoa, everyone. If you let me, I just share my screen with you. It is a great privilege to be here, and I hope you're all doing well, different part of the country, especially our people here in Auckland. So we are all in it together, and I can hear and I can feel your frustration. But thank you so much for freeing up that time to be here tonight, and I hope you take one or two things from the presentation tonight. As Alvin introduced me, my area of work is really artificial intelligence and machine learning, but I do have a few different hats as a director of women in tech within a DCT faculty, design and creative technology at AUT. I started and initiated a program, which is a mentoring program for specifically our female students in the School of Engineering, which they actually only 10%, 15% of the whole students. And the need for that program, it was so important that we go with the 10 or 15 to actually providing mentoring program for now over 150 students within 1 year. So today what I want to do, I want to talk a little bit about AI, because I want to actually tell you that how AI and mentoring program, one of the projects we're doing at the university, they are relevant together. And then tell you a little bit about some of the works we've done with mentoring programs and hearing a little bit from you. So it is an interactive talk. I would like to encourage you to using a chat box. Any question, please feel free to unmute and ask me those questions. So I would like to actually start by sharing these slides. I don't know, have you seen this infographic before or not, but I would like to ask you to write down for me in a chat, what is the very first thing coming to your mind when you're looking at this? Trying to find my chat. Yeah, busy. Anything else? Colorful data, I like it. Yes, what else? I used to show that to my students, and the very first thing they used to say is like job opportunities, such a big numbers, speed. Brilliant, all of them really correct. But if you really ask me, I think media too busy in one go. This is what happens in 1 minute, last 60 seconds in the internet. It is fascinating to see. Some of the group says media savvy, privacy, speed, all of them, noise as well. So what it is some people, they say amount of time we're spending, on a screen, but to me is really all about data and, the amount of information we are collecting. Why I'm saying that, because I want to start telling you a little bit about AI. And AI, it is really the promise of getting meaning out of this data. So these two graphs, to me, it is what we really, refer to as big data. And our human, cognitive system won't be able to make meaning and sense out of these data. So this is why we really need to have artificial intelligence to be able to learn about the pattern, solve a problem, and make decision without human intervention over time. This was just a simple definition to tell you what we have today and what people thinking about, AI and artificial intelligence. It is more on the science fiction side of it. And the reason for it, because AI application today, they're far from perfect. But is it possible sometime soon that we can actually have digital humans as a mentor for us, or getting a machine to actually helping us through our journey of life or career, profession, or our profession? So what do you think? So what are your thoughts? The reason I'm explaining, because at the moment in university, we are working on a project to help us to allocate and assign right mentors to mentee. Is that possible? When you're dealing with 250 different students and you're working with a group of professionals as a mentor, would it be possible for us to use the power of AI to help us to connect them together? What are the things we have to keep in mind when we are actually finding the best mentor for a mentee? I can tell you, it is time consuming, it is frustrating, and at the end of the day, there is a high chance you're not getting a right person for a right mentor. So emotional intelligence, exactly. So emotional intelligence, we can use data to match people together. Yes, we can do, but what is the result of it? How can we actually make sure that the people that we are connect, they are the best match? This is the goal we want to do. So what it is today with the artificial intelligence, we kind of expect to see perfection. So when people hearing about the new digital assistant, for example, they expect to see Jarvis from Iron Man. But the reality is that these systems are far from perfect in the early days. They get better as more people using them. But can we really waste people time by just assigning them together, getting machine to be able to do that? As much as I want to, and this is a project I'm working right now, I am not really sure at the end of it, we will be able to make sure even machine can recommend the best option for mentors or mentees. The reason for it, do we have anyone want to say anything? So Lydia, do you have any question?
No. No, I don't have any questions.
No worries. So the reason for that, because today our teachers, our mentors, they not just impart knowledge, they impart wisdom through experience. They seek to inspire their mentees. They do it through their own lives. They motivate them towards a goal. They seek to push them to actually further towards excellence, to push them out of their comfort zone. And I don't really know any AI system would be able to do that, because we as a human, we relate better with other humans. We like to learn from people who can make mistakes. So again, one of the best thing about finding a good mentor are those ones that they are willing to share with you their failure stories. I personally learned better through failures. And this is why, as much as I hope, and this is my area of work at the university, to get the machine to find the best match, I am not really sure at the end of the day we will be able to do it, because I am not sure machine will be able to understand these interconnection links or shows empathy. Or even if you want to actually replace them completely and getting machine to be able to provide us with the advice, we won't be able to do that. We won't be able to get machines or even machines selection and selection process to help with that creativity. So it is really, really important. A machine never ever will be able to help people through that critical thinking as a real mentor, and a human being would be able to do it. And because of that, I think it is really important that having all of these and the potentials and possibilities in mind, that sooner or later, as Netflix suggesting you these are the top 3 that you want to watch, that you might get the suggestion and options from the AI system, but you will be able to find the best person through that connection and links. And hopefully the next job will be able to help you through that. So what I want to tell you, one of the other hats that I have, it is through the She-Sharp project. And the She-Sharp project, it is a charitable trust that connecting people together, completely far from AI and artificial intelligence, working with people. And we started that because we believe that you can actually see a role model and you can actually have a proper mentor when you are part of the STEM field. So we believe that you can be what you can see. And the role of mentors, again, it's really providing that vision for the mentees that you would be able to achieve and really push them out of comfort zone. And we started the She-Sharp with this goal to provide mentors for our members, as well as giving them opportunity to try new things and be brave, to try things that they don't know that they're capable of doing it. And this was the motto behind it. So tell me and I forget, teach me and I may remember, and involve me and I learn. So this is really important. So many of the people that I came across at the university, they don't believe that they are capable of doing these things. They're hearing something, somebody taught them something, but they never actually get involved to learn. So as a good mentor, it's really important to provide that opportunity for our mentees to go out there and learn, connect them, or give them these, the level of confidence that they need to go and try new things. With She-Sharp, we've done that, and what we have done is we took technology to schools. We worked as a mentor with our members throughout the different events. So we've been around for the last 7 years, and we had over 52 events from students from young ones, kids from primary school, up to people from industry, and we're running these events. A mentoring program was one of the main programs that we had for our members. So now if you're going to, I'll tell you a little bit about my background, artificial intelligence. I linked it to machine today won't be able to help us with mentoring or mentee programs, or even machine won't be able to provide you with advice. I told you about my work with the people through She-Sharp, and through that, I want to take you through the mentoring program and why it's important and what is the problem that we are trying to solve. So mentoring is a brain to pick, an ear to listen, and a push into the right direction. And the problem that we have today is our young people who have a mentor are more likely to succeed, but finding a mentor, it's really challenging. So a great, congratulations to all of you, and a great opportunity for all of you that today, as part of this program, you get to actually have a mentor, because there's so many people out there, they're desperate to find a mentor. In fact, 1 in 3 young people will grow without a mentor. And if you're looking at the, some of the stats, mentoring has proved so beneficial that 71% of Fortune 500 companies, they're offering mentoring program as part of their for their employees. So why it is needed? I think you don't really need this because you are part of it, but if you want to see some stat around it, you will be able to. What was very fascinating for me was the last one. So 130% of the people who had a mentor, they're more likely to hold a leadership position. This is very fascinating. So that can really change your career path as well. and 90% are interested in becoming a mentor. So hopefully through this program, we will be able, to create more mentor in the future. So the mentees today, they are going to be our mentor. Today, when I'm talking to you, I do have 2 mentors. I have 1 coach. We'll talk about a little bit of differences. And also, I think I have more than 7 mentees. So it's really important, no matter where you are, you're never too young or too old to have a mentor or acting as a mentee. So, but this mentoring really, it's all about creating a trusting and meaningful relationship. And at university, and the She Shop, the things we have is between students to students, staff to students, and staff to staff. And honestly, creating that trust, it is so different between different audience. In your case, so I don't know who are the mentors and who are the mentees, but again, creating that trust is really important, and you have to work actively towards it. If you're thinking about the responsibility of the mentors, so I'm talking about mentors here. So they are usually advisor and coach. They are champion and cheerleaders, and they are the resource and recommendation. So you have to link your mentees to different opportunities. They can be the devil's advocate and the truth sayers. And this is really important to remember. So as advisor and coach, so you provide advice, guidance, and feedback. You share your experience, but you have to be great listeners. So you're acting as a sounding board for ideas and action plans. My best mentors, they were those ones that they ask me questions and they really get me thinking. I am one of those ones, I used to be going to my mentor to getting answers. I was there like, I want to do that. Tell me what to do. And I used to just get so frustrated when my mentor started asking me a lot of questions. I was like, I really want to answer. And I used to leave the session, started thinking about it. And I just thinking, by doing that, now I can really see it better. And probably I can come up with the right decision myself. As a champion and cheerleader, so it's really important that you offer encouragement and support to trying new things. At the same time, it is really important to help them to celebrate success, something that many of us not really good at it, and actually helping and mentees to move out of their comfort zone. So you know about their limits as you actually get to build that trust and relationship. You started getting to know about each other, and it is all right at the time that your mentee will be able to achieve things to push them out of their comfort zone and act as a role model, because we said you can be who you can see. Resources and recommendation, you might be part of the different association, different networks. It is always good to invite them to come with you. Sometimes these networking events it is really intimidating and they don't really know what to do. So it's really important to have them, if there is any opportunity, to take them with you. If there's opportunity for them to be part of the conversation, panel activity within your organization, they always like to do that when somebody, actually put them forward and support them. So they might not be able ever to, to get to any of these opportunities without your support and help. As a devil advocate and truth sayer, so provide the tough feedback. And I think it's really important for mentees to understand that you are there to push them and move them forward. And I think this is a conversation to really good to have in your very first meeting. The very first meeting with our program, we usually say mentees responsible for setting up that very first meeting. And in that very first meeting, we usually provide them with the mentoring agreement, which is some kind of formal agreement that they're talking about what are the things they like to get from the program, what they hope to achieve, how often they like to meet, and asking some question. It is really a good conversation beginner. If you have something like that, or I'm happy to share what we have with you, it's really good to have that really good question. Where do we want to meet? How often do we want to meet? What platform do we want to use? So have this conversation in the very first meeting with them. And the important aspect of mentoring relationship, again, be very mindful of time and be very grateful. So your mentors are really busy. So having that time for you, I think it is really great for them, and it's a big ask. So make sure to make most of it and be grateful. Flexibility, it's a key, confidentiality, and set boundaries. So everything stays with you. And it is okay if after 2 sessions, we have a rule at university that if you find that person is not the right match, so it's okay to, walk away from that relationship. And I like this model. I don't know if you've seen that before. So it is a GROW model, which is goal, reality, options, and will. So GROW is, what do you want to get from this program? Where are you now? What could you do in terms of options, and what will you do? So something, to keep in mind. I'm not sure if I'm going too fast or how much time I have. I forgot to press my phone. So please let me know, Amy, if I have enough time. So I do have a few more slides to go. Elvin, do I have time?
Yep, you do. Just
How
a
much
few more
more?
minutes.
Few more minutes. Thank you. So I will just wrap up by just going to a few things. What are the mentors' responsibility? I heard that Alvin mentioned that they are going to provide you with some information around it, but I have just a few bullet points for you. As we explained, they are a sounding board. They provide the feedback and opportunities to meet and network with others. What do they mentor get out of it? So if, believe it or not, as a mentor, I learn more than my mentees in some of the relationships. So you are pass on your success. You get to know yourself through the other person, recognition, you gain insight, and this is all very, very rewarding. What are the mentees' responsibility? So devote time to yourself, willing to learn, able to accept feedback, and ability to identify goals. So be prepared in each meeting with your mentor, and remember, they have this time for you. Try to make most of it by going there with some question, with some objectives. What did the mentee get out of it? So definitely you get the listening ear. So you get the valuable insight. So many doors open through these, relationship, and hopefully different perspectives. And to just wrap up, the keys to successful mentoring, it is establish a mentoring agreement, which I would recommend to have it earlier. Commit to partnership, discuss, so no fault termination for any reason. If you think it's not the right relationship for you, it's fine to walk away. Have a monthly checkup, and finally create the mentee's development plan. So this is what I usually do at the end of every my meetings with my mentees. We come up with few objectives, things to do, to read, to watch, to do until next meeting. And that is really good, because the next meeting, we actually go through our plan, and through that, we can actually start a new conversation. And for making our AI system, we actually did a lot of interviews with the real people and asking them about, their experience. So the more we done these interviews, capable of finding the best mentors for our students. And the reason for that is because we learn to, from other people. And I just wanted to encourage all of you that never be afraid to step out of your comfort zone, try new things. And no matter you fail or success, you're definitely learning something new about yourself. And don't forget those who have helped and supported you along the way. So this is really important. If I'm here today, this is a lot of work of my mentors, my supervisor, and this is what I'm just giving back to my community as a supervisor, as a lecturer, as a founder of this charity. So those who have made sacrifices for you and paved your way to success. So I really wish all the best for all of you in this program. And I hope you find the right mentor and you have a great mentoring program. Thank you so much for your time.
Cool. Thanks heaps, Mahsa. Really appreciate that talk. I'll just pass it over to Amelia, who's one of the Young Transport Professionals Committee members, who'll run the next activity.
Thanks so much, Alvin. And thank you again, Mahsa, for a really lovely and inspiring talk. it was perfectly aligned with a lot of the things that we were hoping everybody who's here would sort of keep in mind and take away for when they move on and start to actually build these mentor-mentee relationships.
Thank you, Amelia.
I just wanted to reiterate that really the reason why we've put together this mentoring program is because the vision for YTP has always been to diversify the ITS industry, and doing that through supporting young and early stage transport professionals in their careers. So really, thank you so much to all of the mentors who've put up their hands to help support the mentees in this endeavor. We're really thrilled. We wanted to have something that was systematic, and we're so excited to see so many of you here for our first event. After this event, we really welcome you to set up an initial meeting with your mentor and mentee pairs so that you can really further discuss the parameters of your ongoing meetings, how often you would like to meet, the expectations, the specific expectations you all have. And you can use all of the really good points that Mahsa brought up, as well as the documentation that was emailed earlier to you to help sort of facilitate that and to pull your thoughts together. There will be a few of you who are not going to be here with your mentor or mentee pairs, and that's just because one of you wasn't really able to make this time. We're really hoping that if that's the case, you're able to set up a meeting with your mentor or mentee through email. Keep in mind that if at any time you notice that you're not really able to get a hold of your mentor or your mentee, or there's something about the working relationship that isn't quite as smooth as you would hope, we're always reachable through email. So please feel free to reach out to us, no matter what it is, even if it seems something simple, and we can definitely sort it out. So to kick things off and give you guys a chance to do probably the next exciting thing, which is allowing you to actually meet your mentor and mentee in person virtually. We're going to ask you to join a breakout room where you'll actually have a chance to do some activities. And before I talk about the activities, I just wanted to introduce a couple of people who are here with me that are also on the YTP committee. And we'll be sort of cycling through these different breakout rooms to help facilitate the activities. So we have here with us Amy Strang and Armin Gutke, who are our YTP co-chairs. And yep, and we also have Caitlin Stringer, who will be here as well. Yeah, and myself. So the four of us will sort of be cycling through. If you have any questions, you can feel free to ask at that time as well. So we are going to group you guys based off of mentor-mentee pairs, and we've got two activities planned. The first one is an introduce yourself activity. So introduce your first name and your last name, and then talk about a mountain and a river that are special to you, that have some sort of importance. And the second activity will be a first impressions. So make 3 statements about yourself. One of them will be a falsehood. 2 of them will be truthful. And it's up to the other people in the group, based off of the very little that they know about you, to try and determine which of those are true and which one might be false. So you will be asked now to join your breakout rooms, and I wish you a lot of fun in these activities and look forward to meeting you a little bit better in those breakout spaces.